Now, before we get into this video, I just want to say everything that you will hear me say is just a form of my own opinion. If you agree or disagree, it's totally fine, and let's leave it in the comments. So without further ado, here are 10 ideas COD Mobile should do. Number 1. Create a training area for Battle Royale. We all know the multiplayer mode has a training room where you can practice your aim, analyze damage numbers, and most importantly, test out your gunsmith creations. But why doesn't the Battle Royale mode have one? It's a known fact that guns reflect differently in Battle Royale, so it would be a good idea to add this kind of an area where players can try out different attachments and combinations. Test out damage numbers in all kinds of distances, and even most intriguingly, try out all the different kinds of mods you can slap on your gunsmith creations to make it into the perfect weapon. Some of the recent games have this kind of features, such as Valorant, Hyperfront, PUBG Mobile, or PUBG New State. I think this is a good idea to give players a more engaging way to explore their creativity and dive in deeper to the content that the Gunsmith feature has. Number 2. A solo option for Zombies mode. Zombies have been a staple for all Call of Duty games, and hardcore fans of the franchise always look forward to the Zombies game mode. A similar trend that is nowadays being observed in the Black Ops Cold War installation, where players can undergo hordes of zombies all alone. I think this is a good idea to give players because this gives the player a form of challenge and also a form of self-achievement when accomplishing the difficult feat. And of course, adding to this is to give the player all kinds of achievements or rewards to compensate for their hard work in killing the mindless corpses. Number 3. A quick melee button for multiplayer. Although this is already a given feature of the game, I feel like it needs more of a tweak in the right direction. Given that the quick melee attack only appears when you are directly colliding with your target, it is not an ideal situation because you have to wait for the melee button to appear first before having the action to perform the attack. In most scenarios, this will lead to the melee attacker most of the time losing or dying before even performing that said attack. The quick melee attack has always been part of the COD franchise, and it's a bit questionable why this has not been observed in Call of Duty Mobile. I can get the idea that Tencent or Activision wants to approach this game differently, but a quick melee attack won't be a big change as this can improve the dynamic in gunfights, where it becomes more realistic, where a soldier would definitely pull out a knife or even use the weapon itself once the ammo is all gone. Number 4. Add self-revive kits in Battle Royale. Again, this feature already exists in the game, but not in the best way, and having to see this feature in action is more than rare to say the least. I'm talking about the worst class in BR right now, which is the Desperado class, where a player once knocked down will not die immediately but can self-revive once that same player is able to knock down or kill any opponent with just the weakest gun in the game, the MW11. Now in paper, the class feels alright, but in actuality, it sucks. It's so bad in many ways. First of all, a shield turret is a good idea at times, but in the given situation and positions you wind up in BR maps, you encounter issues as the terrain is not even enough to launch the turret, and using it exposes your backside to any attacks without any form of protection aside from the shield that covers only your upper body. I think CODM should do is scrap this class completely, sorry Desperado mains, and add in the self-revival kit as a single-use item. This way, fights in Battle Royale will have a different feeling where more players will have the reinforcement to fight more aggressively or even security in staying the game, knowing that they have a self-revive kit in the bag. Number 5. Add the Akimbo perk to all the pistols that do not have it. The Akimbo perk is great. Sacrifice a little bit of damage and accuracy but get more damage with the second gun. This perk is also called the dual wield in other platforms of COD, especially prominent in Modern Warfare and Cold War. Why is this a good idea? Because the pistols class suck. When you look at the collection of pistols we have, each one is just as bad as the other. And don't get me started with the shorty. It's not even a pistol. Seriously. Each pistol is clunky and not really fun to use in MP games and a nightmare in BR games since the hipfire accuracy of these weapons are just pure garbage, which leads you to ADS using these most of the time, hindering your movement and leaving you vulnerable to any other attacker you don't see. Again, this is a good idea, but a chaotic good idea as each player will enjoy using this perk for each pistol to an extent where it can be considered brokenly good. But this is where the devs will step in to balance the strength. Because don't get me wrong, adding this perk will greatly buff each pistol greatly and give these weapons the respect they deserve. Number 6. Introduce seasons like how they introduced the Blackout map. Every COD-M game can reach a point where the feeling would become boring or repetitive, but when the developers of this game introduced the Black Ops map for BR, they really nailed a great moment for the game by introducing a campaign mission where we can roleplay as a soldier caught up in the current events of the season, from the beginning where you are to stop a rocket in launch base up to the moment where you are rescued by Captain Price and ending with a very intense chase scene in a helicopter. Introductions like these were really a breath of fresh air and really brought back the interest to the game and giving players a taste of what the developers can really do for this game. This is by far a good idea and will give old players a sense of nostalgia and new players a chance to jump into the Call of Duty experience. Number 7. Remove dog tags and add the Gulag. Now, this takes a lot of inspiration from Warzone, but it is what it is. The Gulag is one of the most popular maps in the Call of Duty franchise due to its setting where two individuals will be pitted against each other, where one dies and the other survives. I do understand that COD-M devs want to derive their content as different from the other COD games, but adding the Gulag wouldn't really stray away from what they want. It would be a small addition to an already good game and could potentially make players get better in terms of game sense and decision making. Because the most common COD-M player is very relaxed in BR. Why? Because they know that their teammates will get their dog tags and revive them easily, relieving the pressure from the one dead and making the teammate carry that burden instead of focusing on any potential fights that may happen. To be honest, this is very doable because they have the map resources already and all they need to do is to teleport two recently killed players into the Gulag. To add to this, the recently free-to-play PUBG PC already has this, so come on COD-M devs, give it a shot and make it happen. Number 8. Free trial skins. We all know this game is a big cash grab where you can only get the best operator skins, camos, and effects by spending some money. But hey, majority of the players of COD-M are kids and most likely don't have jobs, or even people who do have the money but don't find it worth it buying something they might not like after buying it. This is where this idea comes in. I mean, why not? Why not give us a free trial skin? It's a popular feature in one of the most popular mobile games still around in today's generation. I mean, if you haven't heard of it, it's called Mobile Legends Bang Bang. This is a possible idea or feature will give a player a chance to experience a skin for a limited time, giving them a test run or a quality check on what the purchase will actually be worth for. This will help players decide better to see which skin they think is worth it and which is not. To make it fair, just slap on a limited hour or a maximum a day to use one skin. Same concept with the timers on XP cards in COD PC games. Let's make this happen, Simi Studios. Number 9. Add editing loadouts in-game. Strategy is very important in this game. Apart from the positioning and movement, bringing the right weapon also supports the fighting strategy you have when hopping in a game. From switching to your long-range, high-accuracy sniper to a quick-scope ADS beast on each chance you get is a major boost to a player's mindset, encouraging them to do better and experiment on loadouts that would be possible to save or even make a comeback in a game. Not only is this good on MP, it's also great in BR, as we currently don't have any practice areas for BR guns. Having the option to edit your attachments would be a plus in learning what is good and what is bad in terms of Battle Royale. A simple fix would be just to add the Gunsmith Loadout UI trigger when clicking on the supposed edit button on a specific part of the UI. Cool idea? Yes, it is. Number 10. Add finishers or executions in the game. Not only is this sick and awesome to see in a mobile game, this would be a great idea for content and also a way for the game to earn more in sales, as each execution can be bought in bundles or crates. It doesn't really need much explanation, but a plus for this feature is knowing that especially in BR, our ammo for guns are limited to either 400 or 200 depending on what you use, and ammo management is very important and also very tedious to do when all we want is to get into fighting every time. This idea would be good for ammo management where you can just execute someone for an instant kill, save your ammo, and look hella cool when doing these unique finishers in each game. It would be tedious for devs to add this since they had a tough time adding in the repetitive weapon inspection, but this one might be worth working hard for. So that was my list. What did you guys think? Did you agree with my ideas? Which one do you think the developers should prioritize first? Let me know in the comments below, and if you found this video interesting, do drop a like and also subscribe for more COD content. That's it for this video. Thank you for gamers, and I'll see you in the next one.